there, welcome to my yoga flow. I've got a nice little flow plan for us today, and we're going to get a little warm and just feel good. So if you have a mat, grab it. If you've got blocks, grab them because you might need them, and just keep them close by. Let's go ahead and start laying on our backs on the mat. And it's always good to just kind of bring our focus to the mat and to what we're doing. So let's just take a few deep breaths together here. And just notice the belly rising and falling. And you can also use this time to just get your mind prepared. We're just going to do a little bit of work, but it's going to feel good. And now let's take one big belly breath together. Inhale. And exhale, side out. Now I always like to start my flows with some core work because it's a really nice way to get nice and warm and ready for the movement. So go ahead and bring the knees up into the chest. Grab hold. Maybe give it a little rock from side to side if it feels good. Loosen up the low back. Now we're going to start slow here and just do some really simple crunches. So inhale. Exhale. Peel your head up off the mat. Bring your nose towards your knees as close as you can get. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, lower the head back down. Inhale here. Exhale, lift the head back up. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, lower the head back down. Now release the knees, plant the feet on the floor, knees stay bent. We're going to lift the hips up into bridge pose. So go ahead, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, find this hip extension on the top here. Now start to raise your arms up next to your ears. Give me a big inhale. As you exhale, lower the hips, lift the shoulders up off the mat, look straight ahead. Inhale, lift the legs. If this is good, stay here for the exhale. Otherwise, try to lower the legs a little as you exhale. Inhale, bring the heels into the butt. And then exhale, plant the feet, lift a little higher. And lay your head back down. Inhale, arms reach up, hips lift. Exhale, lower the hips, lift the chest, look straight ahead. Inhale the legs up. Try to lower the legs a little bit on your exhale. See how far you can go without it getting into the low back. Inhale, heels to the butt. Exhale, feet down, lift up a little higher. One more time, reach the arms up next to the ears, lift the hips, inhale. And exhale, hips down, look up. Inhale, lift the legs. Exhale, maybe coming a little bit lower this time. Inhale, heels in. Exhale, plant the feet, lift a little higher. And lower it back down, lift the arms up again. Lift the hips, but this time we're just going to stretch here. So you can close your eyes if it feels like you want to. Take some breaths. And now just start to roll back down through the spine till the back is on the mat. Now bring the knees back up into the chest. Place your hands behind your knees, and we're just going to start to rock up and down. This can feel really good too on the spine. So we'll spend a little time here just rocking and rolling. Try not to rock back onto your neck. You want to stop at your shoulders. And on this next rock, let's rock it all the way up to seated. And let's just flip it around. Clean off my mat. Okay, cat-cow. Still working on that spine. So inhale, lift the tailbone, roll the shoulders down and back, look up. Exhale. exhale, tip the tailbone down, follow that curve all the way up to the top of your spine. Inhale, tip the tailbone up, pull the shoulders down, look up. Exhale, pull the belly button in, tailbone goes down, top of the head goes down. Inhale, tailbone up, look up. And then exhale, push the hands into the mat. And then just come back into neutral spine. Now we're going to come up into a plank, and we're just going to hold for a little while. So if you want to do knee plank, step your knees back a little bit, lower the hips. If you want to come up into full plank, tuck the toes, find your plank. We're going to be here for a few breaths, so just breathe in and out. And while we're here, we want to work on our plank form. So we want to roll the shoulders down and back, pull the neck out of the shoulders, reach through the top of the spine. So we're actually tucking the chin slightly, looking straight down, rolling the hips underneath, pulling the abs in, pushing back through the heels. One more breath. And exhale, lower the knees, bend the elbows, lower the chest all the way to the mat. Now on an inhale, look up, lift your shoulders up, just come into a low cobra. So we're not going into the low back here, it's all isolated in the upper back. And exhale, lower your head back down to the mat. Now tuck your toes under, press up, lift your hips. We're coming into downward facing dog. Now everybody's downward dog is going to look different. So don't worry about how mine looks. Just worry about how it feels. We want to press through the heels so they're reaching towards the mat. If they don't reach the mat, that's fine. It's just the act of trying to get there that will make all the difference. Now pull the shoulders away from the ears so the neck is long. Keep the front ribs tucked in so they're not sagging down towards the mat. Take another breath in. And exhale it out. Okay, let's start to flow. On an inhale, come up onto your toes. On an exhale, step your foot as far to the front of the mat as you can. You can use your hand to get it up higher if you need to. And then bring that other foot to join it. Keep your feet hip distance apart. Inhale, come up to a flat back. So now this is a good place if you want to use your blocks for support, like so. You can also, if you don't have blocks, use your knees and just get a nice flat back. Lower back down into the fold. Now we're coming all the way up. So on an inhale, reach the arms out and up, lift through the chest. And as you come to the top, look up as the hands come together, hands to your heart, mountain pose. This is not just standing up. This is a very active pose. So what I'm thinking about here is my pelvic tilt. So I'm wheeling my hips underneath me, pulling my abs in so my pelvis is nice and neutral. My legs are flexed. And my shoulders are rolling down and back, and my spine is reaching long. Now, inhale, reach the arms out and up. Look up as the palms come together. And then exhale, we're gonna reverse swan dive. Actually, regular swan dive all the way back into forward fold. Coming back into that flat back, whatever variation worked for you. Inhale, plant the palms down. Exhale, step it back into plank. Lower the knees down to the mat. And exhale as you bend your elbows to lower all the way down. Inhale, low cobra, pull the shoulders down, look up. And then on one exhale, we're coming all the way back to downward dog. And once you get there, just take a nice deep breath in and out. Think about your form, keep your neck long, reach through the heels. And let's do that again. We're gonna flow a little bit more smoothly this time, now that you know all the variations. So inhale, come to your toes. Exhale, step it forward. Bring the other foot to join. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, now we reverse swan dive all the way up. Gaze up as the palms touch, hands to your heart, mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive it back into that forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, plant your palms down, step the feet back. Now this time we're gonna try and go straight down. If you need to keep using the knee version, go ahead. I'm gonna bend my elbows, lower all the way down to my belly. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, coming all the way back into downward facing dog. Now keep any of the variations that we've done thus far if you need to. I'm going to keep adding on, getting a little bit more advanced. So inhale, come up to your toes. Exhale, step the feet forward. I'm going to bring my feet together, toes together, a little space between the heels. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Coming all the way up, inhale, reverse swan dive. Gaze up as the palms touch. Exhale, hands to your heart, mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhale to flat back. Plant your palms. Exhale, step it back. Now I'm going to go into chaturanga this time, so I'm not going all the way to the floor. I'm going to bend my elbows, coming down into a low push-up. Then I'm going to go straight into my upward facing dog. So the hips drop, shoulders roll back on the tops of my feet. And then on an exhale, coming back into downward dog. And just hold, breathe here. Just do whatever you need to do today. No need to try to go into these advanced movements if you're not ready, because it's just going to be frustrating, and we don't want that. We want it to feel good. Just keep practicing. Everything is coming, I promise. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, high onto the toes. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Gaze up as the palms touch. Exhale, mountain pose. Let's do a little chair pose. So start to sit the hips back and then reach the arms straight ahead and all the way up as high as you can get. Trying to get the arms right next to the ears. It's very challenging, so they might be down here. That's fine. Just keep pulling back and keep the neck out of the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back, whatever variation. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Now let's go into a warrior one flow. So take your left foot to the center of the mat. Reach your right leg up high, as high as you can. Keep that leg straight. You might have to sacrifice some height to keep it straight. Straight is more important than height. Inhale. Exhale, bring that knee forward as close as you can get it to your nose. Inhale, lift up a little higher, and then exhale, put that foot down wherever it lands, and then just move it up in between your hands. Now spin the back foot down. We want to line this up heel to heel eventually, but you might not be there yet. So start to rise up, use your blocks, climb your knee, whatever you gotta do to come up to this position. Now, when we're here, we wanna square the hips. So pull that back hip forward, pull this hip back. If that doesn't work, scoot the back foot out. That'll broaden the stance. It gives you more stability. Also, it will help with this hip stretch, which is what we really want. This back leg hip being stretched. Now, once you get there, just lift your arms for a bit. I don't care how low you go, just that your hips are square and you're feeling a stretch on that back leg hip. Inhale. Exhale, let's come back down. Make your way down however you need to. Hands down, foot back. And let's go through our vinyasa flow. So exhale down, whichever variation. Inhale up. And then exhale, downward dog. Always coming back to downward dog. Breathing here. If at any time you need to come down into child's pose, just do it. Pause the video, lower down onto your knees, rest your head down on the mat, and just take a few breaths. Totally fine. But we're gonna keep going. So, downward dog. Now this time bring your right foot to the center of the mat and lift your left leg straight up, straight leg. Feel that good stretch on that right leg too, pushing that heel down. Inhale, lift the leg a little higher maybe. And then exhale, knee forward. See if you can get it close to your nose. Inhale, lift up a little higher. Exhale, put that foot down. Spinning the back heel, lining it up heel to heel first. And if you need to open it up from there, you can. Climbing the leg, come on up, find our warrior. Remember, swivel those hips, make sure they're nice and square to the front of the mat. If you need to walk this foot out a couple inches, do it. Sink into it as much as you can. Inhale. And then as we exhale, let's come down. Hands back down, step that foot back. Inhale, exhale through our vinyasa. And let's just meet in downward dog for a nice cleansing breath together. Inhale. Exhale, sigh. All right, let's do warrior one more time each side, just flowing a little smoother. So bring that left foot to the center of the mat. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, knee comes forward. Inhale, lift up higher. Exhale, plant that foot down. Spin the back heel down. Inhale, start to climb the leg. And find your warrior. Inhale, reach through the arms. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step the foot back through your vinyasa. And meet in downward dog. Other side, step the right foot to the center of the mat. Lift the left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, plant that foot down. Spin that back heel down. And inhale, come on up. Find your warrior. Reach your arms. Take one more inhale, reach up higher. Exhale, hands come down. Step it back. Inhale. Exhale. Come on through the vinyasa. And finally, meeting in downward dog. Breathe here. Let's take a child's pose. So just bring those knees down, send your hips back. Now open your knees if you need to. You can also place a pillow underneath your hips here, in between your legs and your hips, if you need a little extra support. Just breathe here. Now from here, I want you to start to lift up. Lift the hips, they're gonna come forward. Turn your fingers out slightly. Open your toes if you need to, open your feet. Now we're gonna drop the hips down, coming into seal. It's kind of like upward dog. Squeeze your glutes, pull the shoulders down and back, and then lift the hips again. Bring them back into child's pose. Let's do it again. Lift the hips and squeeze the booty as you drop the hips. Look up and lift the hips back into child's pose. And just bring your hands right underneath your shoulders, and let's just come up to a nice kneeling position. So real quick, let's stretch the arches of the feet. This one's always a good one. Bring your toes together, tuck your toes under, and just start to sit back onto your toes. Now, if this is too intense, come out here. Bring your hands out in front. You can also use your blocks if you can't get all the way down to the floor. Whatever you gotta do. Should be a pretty intense stretch though in the arch of the foot. So breathe through it. One more deep breath. And exhale, sigh. And just tip forward, come off of those toes, slowly let them unfold. And let's just come into a nice back stretch. One of my favorite back stretches. This is so good if you've been doing a lot more sitting lately and you've been noticing some tightness in your back. It's probably the QL, that big muscle that lines each side of the spine. So we're gonna get there. So take your right leg, bend the knee, bring the foot to the inside of the left leg. Sit up tall. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. So we don't want to curl our spine over our legs. We want to stay nice and straight backed. So we're hinging at the waist. If you have a strap or a belt, you can hook it around your foot. Otherwise, just grab wherever you can get on your leg and breathe. Now, when I feel this, I feel it in the side of the bent leg in that low back. You might feel it in your hamstring of the straight leg because a lot of people have super tight hamstrings. So wherever you feel it, just embrace it. Keep breathing deeply. Now we're going to take a little twist. So come on up. Wrap your right hand to the outside of that left leg, wherever you can get a hold. Open the left arm out to the left, twist, look over the left shoulder, and then pull your right ear down towards that left leg. Now this should definitely feel really good in that low back. If you feel anything sharp or pulsing or spasming, back off. That's not what we want. We want just a little slight discomfort, but it should ultimately feel good. And inhale, sit up. Let's go to the other side. Bend that left knee, left foot in, right leg out straight, sit up tall, reach up, inhale. Exhale, fold over that straight leg, grabbing on wherever you can. Remember, we want long spines, so I'm trying to get the top of my head towards my toes rather than towards my knee. This is my tightest side on that left back hip. I've been sitting a lot more during these quarantine months than I used to, and I can feel it. The good news is we can do something about it. All right, go ahead and sit up. Let's take that twist. So wrap your left hand to the outside of that right leg wherever it can get. Open the right arm to the right, twist, look over the right shoulder, and then gently pull your left ear back towards that right leg. Nice deep breathing here. If your breathing is restricted, back off a little bit. We want to be able to take nice, big, smooth breaths. And on your next inhale, go ahead and sit back up. Just bring both legs to the front, give them a little shake. And spin it around. Grab hold of your knees, rock it back to your back. Give me just a nice little rock from side to side here. And open your right leg. Bring your right arm out. Let your left leg come out. Open your left arm to the left. Close your eyes. And just take a few breaths with me here. And just take this time to notice how you feel. If this feels good, great, keep doing it. If something wasn't right, just try to think about what you could maybe do to modify. I'm always here. If you have any questions about modifications or anything like that, don't try to push yourself to the next level if you're not there yet. That's my biggest piece of advice. Just work where you're at, and all is coming. Take one more breath in. Give me a big exhale sigh. And go ahead and just bend your knees, make your way to seated. Whatever is comfortable for you. And just bring your hands to your heart, bow your head. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And I look forward to seeing you again and doing this real soon. Have a great day.